Hello, I'm the 10-minute English teacher. Let's get you exam ready. Today, I'm going to be telling you how to remember numbers. Before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are plenty of things on the channel to help you improve your memory. Okay, let's learn how to remember numbers. Here is your brain, and your brain has got two folders. One of them is the working memory, and the other one is the long-term memory. The working memory isn't very good. It doesn't have a lot of data. It can only hold a few items at once, but the long-term memory is very special. You have unlimited data. But there is a problem. To get something into your long-term memory, it has to be something that's either visual, something you might have an emotional connection to, or something that you can hook to other memories. And that makes numbers very hard to remember because they aren't visual. You don't often have a very emotional response to them, and they're very difficult to link to other things. And that's where the PEG system comes in. So the PEG system, we take a number, something like the number 3, and we turn it into a letter. If we turn it into a letter, we can use numbers to make words. And here is the wider system. We've got the number 0. So 0 has got a Z in it, or a Z. So we use S or Z for the number 0. We use 1 for L. 2 has got 2 downstrokes and looks a little bit like an N in many ways. So 2 can be N. 3 is M. 4, the number 4 has an R at the end of it, so we use R for 4. We've got 5 has got F and V in the word itself, so we can use F or V for 5. 6 looks a little bit like a B. 7 can look like a T. If a 7 has a stroke in the middle of it, it's T-like. 8, because an 8, the word 8 has got a GH in the middle of it, we can use ch or g. Bear with me. And 9, we can use a P or a Q. A Q looks like a little bit like a 9, but P makes our life easier so that we can form words. Now, this little system called the PEG system takes all these numbers and turns them into letters. There are no vowels in the system, and that means that we can use any combination of numbers to make up our own words as we see fit. So here's an example of that in practice. Here is an image of William Shakespeare. Now, William Shakespeare was born in 1563 and died in 1616. I know that he was born in the 1500s. I know he died in the 1600s, but the bit that I find hard to remember is that he was born in 63 and died in 1616. I'd love it to be able to remember those so that I could look really clever. So this is what I need to do. I need to turn 63 and 16 into letters and then use those letters to make words that I can remember. If we use our code, we've got a 6 and a 3 turned into a B and an M. So we've got those two letters. Instead of 63, we've got B and M. So I'm going to need to use those to make a word. And if I look at 16, I've got 1 and 6 using my code. They become L and B. So I need to turn those into two letters. Let's start with the first one, B and M. I'm very immature, but also long-term memory quite likes things that are silly, that we might have an emotional response to. And there we can have the word bum. That will do nicely. And then if we look at L and B, what words could I make out of those two letters? If I add a vowel, I've got lab. So now I've got these two words, bum and lab. I need to try and make these more memorable, and this is how I'm going to do it. So I've got William Shakespeare there, and this is what he has to say. When I was born, I had no bum. I died in a lab. So if you can remember that, and you know that bum and lab are codes for those dates, we're well away. So we have 1563 and 1616. That's how we work that out. Here's one for you to think about. You're welcome to pause here and think about the answer. This is Henry VIII. I wonder when he died. He says, I died in a live rat. So we've got live rat as the code. If you can turn the consonants in live rat into numbers, you will have the date he died. And if you want to pause here, you've got another added bit of a task to do. You can turn some of these numbers or the dates at the bottom into words and images to remember. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you start to understand and remember the code itself, this can be really transformative and powerful. Check out the other videos on my channel. I'll continue to add content. Feel free to ask something you'd like to see me cover in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and keep revising.